this, you'd just think, oh my god, it's a jungle. But there is something in there. We're on the very top ridge, and look, there's an idea of the kind of jungle. The back, there's a steep bank just below somehow, but come with me and I'll show you something. Well, that to the left is what we were looking at, and here's the rest of the meadow looking down. I've sort of made a little path through here, just an access path at the moment. As you can see, channel through the brambles. And I got up to here, but I have since gone round. Here's where the channel of water flows down through the left hand side down there, and it comes out there. And as you can see, this was all, you can see the mound of brambles. We were stood at the top a few minutes ago, and here's all the brambles. This was all brambles and nettles round here, and if we wander round, it's so squelchy, and as you see, machete attack. And I've got to go around and do the other side, and here we have a lovely view. Lovely, I think, because there's a tree growing in the way of it. That's what makes it even lovelier. Not sure whether that's hemlock in it, or water dropwort, or parsnip, but you can see water parsnip. You can see the water going down through there and on into the bramble jungle. But we have a problem, and that problem is 1,000 litres of heating oil has escaped into the spring, and heading down through that channel down there alongside my other meadow and down into the ancient wood to be joined by all the springs down there, which is actually the reason why I'm doing this, although I would be doing it at some point. It's just brought that time forward. So environmental services are on the case. They're going to dig some test holes, and hopefully they're going to treat the pond. Meanwhile, I'm looking into alternative ideas of cleaning up the land. So as well as being really shit, it's a challenge. Seems to be my go-to view. Well, look, you can see a pond, and I've made it so you can come round, and here's the spring coming in here. I haven't finished clearing this bit, and then you can go round the other side. Well, obviously you can get to it from the other side. I mean, this was probably lovely when it was first built, and then never maintained from that moment on. That's rewilding for you. It's always good to get things before they look incredibly beautiful, before you've made them into something, so you can see where you've transformed from and to. Well, here we are back in what usually is spring, but this is winter. We have winter storms all week, but there are some things in here already. I've noticed that we have some daffodils, and also I've noticed we've got some other flowers coming. I can see some oxeye daisies. Well, here we are. There's some oxeye daisies there on that tump. There's quite a few clumps of them. There are also violets, Squinancy wort, which is one of my favourites. It sounds like you've just made it up. But what I've done today is, well, let me show you. From, you can see that's the last of the sticks I did. So that grass there, these I've been and this grass here, they're the tumps. You can see the tumps through there and up towards the top. So basically I've probably in width, I've probably today, in 2 hours, I've given us 12 to maybe getting on for 15 square meters of meadow. And actually in here there are violets, but I think I may have put these on them, but it doesn't matter, they'll still grow in there and they'll be protected. But as you can see, the grass, they're tumps. I mean, look at this. You know, they are big lumps of the ant's nest. Most of them are old. There was nothing in there, but I want to get it as flat as possible in order to make creating flowers here easier to cut. I mean, there's this one here, that looks like a tuft, but you know, it's a little one, but I can live with that. So I'm just getting the massive ones, and you can see the remains there. So well, what I need now is a little bit of a dry period, and I can have a bonfire, because I have some diseased plants to burn. But look at that darkness. So, and spot the black head peering up on the, just over the other side of where the pigs are. A long-necked alpaca. So join me back here when I've done some more. Who knows when that'll be. Oh look, there's a buzzard being attacked by a crow, or a rook down there. Maybe a raven. Actually, buzzard's gone into the wood to hide. And just like that, it's May, and the weather's only just been good enough to get a fire going. I had to wait for everything to dry out. Some of this, the grass mounds, you know, the grass hasn't come out, because I've got some of the large lumps here, the large old, well, not that one. Ooh, this one's escaped. So that's going to go back on. So basically you feed a fire, if you don't know, you just feed it. You don't put everything on and set the fire to it. That's a recipe for disaster. And there are people who probably know that already. So what I'm going to do now, I've just had a break. I've burnt some diseased trimmings, and I've left that, because if you have a break you can find the fire will burn down, and you may have got rid of all your easy burn stuff before you've gone for a break. So I went for a break, I built it up a bit, I put some bigger stuff on, and now I'm going to take that bigger stuff off, because I can't get to the main the main heart of the fire, and then I shall then have to work really fast to rake all this and put it on. Oh, sorry about the colour there, something happened. I accidentally pressed something and things work themselves. So I mean, this, I was lucky, the wind was blowing slightly uphill, but it is really difficult. But I don't know, I can set the camera up somewhere to shoot this, but you can see the wood is greening up now, and the white poplar's gone past its white, so it's heading for green. They're beautiful. It was a lovely scene a couple of weeks ago. It's building up now. Doesn't take long. Brambles, if you want a good idea trick for faggots, when you cut brambles, if you have a fire, just fold them into like foot-long pieces and then wrap the end around, and you make some little faggots. And here's what it looks like from behind. Look at that. It's a real burst of heat. That's so hot. And some of that, the bramble from over there, is quite wet. So what I do is I build it up and let it die down a bit, and then add some more. Now, while I'm doing stuff like this, all necessary clearing, what happens is you start to feel the place and the space. That's not natural, is it? And you start to notice things. Sweaty man alert. Now, here we have butterbur, this big thick leaf stuff. Well, it could be a badger path, but it could be a badger path, actually, that. And we have the butterbur, and we have a lovely hawthorn. So this is all blackthorn scrub. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear an area around this tree. The butterbur just keeps coming back, and we need to stop it spreading everywhere, so it won't mind being cut. And then we can see if we can encourage things into that area and grow some, you know, because we've got just behind that hawthorn there are some oxeye daisies growing, and maybe we can just create a little space here. So that's how things develop. You just do a bit at a time. You don't go in and just clear the whole lot. Not in an area like this. My eyes are really badly stinging now from the sweat. Well, I've just come up to the pond that I cleared, and look, see the discoloured nettles? That's interesting, isn't it? And look, discolour down there. The nettles are a good indicator of fertile soil, so I guess they're an indicator of unfertile soil too, or even poisoned soil. I'm just having a look round and to see what's there. There's a couple of hawthorns here. They're really good. and some younger ones. That one there. They're really good for making somewhere feel like it's old. And here's another one, this one, which what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these out around it, give it some space underneath and let it grow out, because that'll provide a nice shade. Well, that's the theory. Well, I've just hung around to make sure the fire dies down enough, which it has. So now we'll take a look down here and see what's happened since the last time we came down, which was a while ago. Now this path's still visible, but this has already got Butterbur taking over it, so I'm going to have to come down here and do that. So let's make the path through. Some of it's still there and quite obvious. Wow. Yeah, and it's down here, isn't it? If I keep coming, and there's a hazel appearing there, so we'd like to keep that. So I'm thinking we could just, oh, hello. Now, that's a water course, isn't it? Going down there. So I'm not sure where that's come from, but we'll have to check that out at another point. And then the path then goes round here, and then we drop down through this arch. Wow. And some more water stuff by the looks of it. Now then, I've forgotten which way I went. Yeah. Well, I really don't know. This looks like it could be it. Yeah, it could be. There's a... Yeah. Well, there we go. Yeah. Here we go. We can go round here and then down here. Wow. Loads of fat crocosmia. And these patches. Oh, a peacock butterfly. Ah. Now I was able to get through here at some point. I wonder where that's gone. Ah, here. Here we are. No. Okay. Whoa. No. Right. Well, that's something we're going to have to sort out. I've got a feeling actually that the path came that way. Dog rows to keep, and then more obviously has been very wet during our wet time. Okay, so I'll have to figure a way out, way down there. I may change the path, I guess. It is very interesting that it's like this here. Really strange, otherworldly place. In the shade of the white poplar. Wow, an impenetrable blackthorn barrier here, but I think looking through, that looks interesting in there. So I think I might take this out to extend the path through in there. That's the plan. Feels kind of like you're trapped in a way here. It's very strange. Surreal. It's absolutely surreal. Well, now it's early June and I've just cut a path down through here. There's a bank of solar panels there, so I've gone down through here, and also I've gone down through here on the other side of said panels. As you can see, there they are. Hello goats and pigs, where are you? They've already said hello and tried to steal my food. So I've come down here to this flat bit at the bottom, which I'm going to use as a kind of little glade. That way is to the pond, and then this way I'm planning to have some steps. The way I've just come, I'm going to keep so we can push wheeled things down there should we need to. But these will be steps, and as I say, that will go along to the pond. This is, you know, the plans at the moment. And then here we go by this hawthorn, but we may have to go a bit wider. I may put a couple of steps in there, because that's a bit of a climb down, isn't it? And here we are cutting through the meadow. So basically there's not much in here except for grass, docks and thistles. But let's just wander through. But when you get to around here, it kind of changes and we start to get squinancy wort, which is this little fine thing that's growing up to here, through there, and there's loads of it all in there. That'll be fine white flowers that you'll see next time maybe, or in a few minutes. Oh, here's some coming out. And you'll see just how small they are. There you go. How's that for small? Piglet? Nope, can't get that. Is it? Or is that cleavers? No, it's cleavers. Don't listen to me. But here's a white flower similar to that. That's cleavers all in here, but here is some more squinancy wort. You can see the whorls. I can't say that, just like I can't say oil. There we go. There's some. Sorry about the grass going in front of the lens. Can't do much about that. There we got. Can we see, focus on that? It's too windy, isn't it? Typical, isn't it? There we go. Done it. So you can see how tiny the flowers are going to be. And that's all in there. And there. And right down. There are other flowers, as you will see in a moment. And here's the remains of the bonfire. But I'll show you. I'm going to take you somewhere bizarrely exotic. The willow tree is looking fine there. I'll just zoom in onto the top of it, and you can get a glimpse of the marquee in the field. So I guess someone's stupidly getting married. Sorry for that. There you go. You don't need to get married. In fact, it's probably better for the relationship if you don't. Here you go. Oxeye daisies are in here. They're not out yet, but the fact that they're here is good. Oxeye daisies. There are some more on this side, and some more squinancy wort. And see, there's going to be some blackberries here, but I've cut through here. Now I will I mean, that old man's beard's got in there, so I don't know how I'm going to find that and cut it before it damages everything. But anyway, so I've got an elder here, which looks like it might be surviving. I don't know. If it is, then it's going to arch over here, and then we'll take the path again. I'm just showing you how I'm doing it. There's the dog rose. So I'm gonna this is the first time that I've cut the path this year. Now I'm gonna, on my way back, I'm gonna trim this so we can walk by without being savaged. And then we go round this loop. I've made it sort of a section of loops, which is an interesting thing, because I figure, well, we can have the loops, and where the loops go, see, that could be the entrance to another kind of area here. There's a closer view of the poplars, white poplars. Amazing, aren't they? That sound with the wind going through them. Aspen's even worse, you know, it sort of quakes, doesn't it? That's why it's known as the quaking tree. But prepare, not for this sight of a working man, but prepare for what's behind you now. I'm also forming archways to get into areas, but here we are, the exotic garden. Butterbur, I don't think that's native, and yeah, Crocosmia, Montbretia. Look, isn't it weird? Very structurally weird, because we've got the big round leaves, flat, massive leaves as big as hands, as big as outstretched hands, and then we've got the sword-like leaves of the Montbretia, which in my mind make this kind of exotic, sort of not British actually. And there's a couple of dog roses, one there and one there, so I'm loving having them there. And here will be another archway into what looks like in there a grassy glade, but that's for another day, because I need to open that up to get in there. Strange colours and forms in there, but hey presto, suddenly we have an archway into a grassy glade. So what I will do, there's some, what sort of vetch is that? Or is it not a vetch? It's not kidney vetch, is it? Oh, we got some John's wort. So I think what I'll do is I'll take that tree out, and I'll take that tree out, and I'll trim this, and we've got a little grassy glade to sit in, secluded. And even if I make a little gap through here, maybe even take that whole one out, because there's one on the other side. Oh, and I can see black bryony on the top there. And if I, can you see, there's a more of a grassy glade in there too. So that's the plan. And even there's another secret passage down there possibly. So it's going to be done. If you've got the space to do some secret passages, it's got to be done, hasn't it? It's got very distinct leaves. I don't know, this is focused on them. Very pea-like. But also in here we have, and here's a small one, shouldn't be here, a cotoneaster. That's about to flower, isn't it? Is it about to flower, or have I missed it? Yeah, I've probably missed it. Not sure though. So this is the end of part 2, or the second volume of creating a meadow. Creating a meadow, yeah, and surrounding things. I don't know what to call it. Anyway, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, check out the links below, sign up for a healing walk, sign up for a guided walk, sign up for a healing session, sign up to commission me about trees and advising you on nature and with your land. If you want to donate, via Patreon would be the best way, and you know, you can sign up for one of the tiers for as long as you want to donate, and that'll be gratefully appreciated. Thank you very much, and thank you for your support over the years, and I'll see you next time. Ta-ra.